Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Okay, today is Monday. It's 26 July 2021. For today's title is Repeated Addition. Okay, so I need you to prepare with your activity book, part 1, page 117. Now, let's take a look on page 117. We're going to read the instruction, which is fill in the blanks. Isi tempat kosong. Okay. Steps in completing this exercise. Number 1, you need to group the objects by drawing a circle. Number 2, you need to count the amount of the objects for each group. Lastly, you need to count the amount of the groups. Look at the first question, question A. Okay. There are 6 candies or 6 lollipops. Okay. How do you want to do? You need to draw a circle and group the objects. So there are 3 groups of 2s, meaning that there are 3 groups, 1, 2, 3. One group consists of 2 candies. That means by the sentence, there are 3 groups of 2s candies. Total 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals to 6. Okay? Because it has 3 groups, so that's why you can see there are 3 empty boxes that you need to fill in. Okay? And now look at question B. Now, draw a circle and group the objects. Okay, draw the circle for the first group. Now let's draw second circle for the next group. So, how many groups are there? 1, 2. There are 2 groups. Okay, now you can fill in the number in the empty box below the picture. Okay, so there are 2 groups of. Now count the objects in each group. How many that you can find in the group? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can now write number 5 in the second box. There are 2 groups of 5. Total 5 plus 5 equals to, you sum up your question, equals to 10. Okay, then now look at question C. Draw the circle for each group. 1, 2, 3. So how many groups are there? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 groups of, okay, now we want to count how many bits are there in each group. So can you count now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 bits in each group. So the answer is there are 3 groups of tens. Yeah? Okay, now total of 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals to, okay, you sum up yourself. Now look at question D. Now please draw a circle for each group. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. There are 4 groups of. Now please count the balls in each group. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 balls in each group. So the answer you need to write in the empty boxes. There are 4 groups of 4s. Total, okay, you write down 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equal to, you sum up yourself, okay? Okay, everyone, now let's turn to the next page. Page 118. Read the instruction first. Draw the arrows. Fill in the blanks. Okay, before we do the exercise, now please read the steps in completing this exercise. Number 1, you need to draw the arrows for each timeline. Number 2, you need to count the group of arrows. Lastly, you need to count the amount of each group of the arrows. Okay, now the first one has been done for you. Okay, now let us take a look on question B. The numbers in the timeline are 0, 4, 8, and 12. Firstly, you need to draw the arrows in the timeline. Now please draw the arrows now. Okay, now draw the arrows. Secondly, you need to count the group of arrows. How many arrows there? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 groups of. Okay, you need to count the amount for each group of arrows. How many for each arrow? How many number that you can find? So in this case, for each arrow, it has 4. So you need to write down the answer. There are 3 groups of 4s. Okay. Now, okay, you write down the number 4 for each empty boxes. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equal to 12. Yeah. Now look at question C. Draw the arrows in the timeline. After you have drawn the arrow, you count how many arrows are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 arrows in the timeline. So Now count the number for each arrow. Okay, it has 5. So the answer is there are 4 groups of 5s. Now write number 5 for each empty boxes. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equal to, you sum up yourself, okay? Or you can even look the answer in the timeline. Okay, question D, draw the arrows. Now count the arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are 4 groups of, okay, you discover by yourself. Okay, now let us turn to page 119. Activity 3. Fill in the blank. Okay. Question A. 2 plus 2 plus what? Equal to 6. Okay. So you write down the missing number. Question B. 4 plus 4 plus what? Plus 4 equal to 16. Write down the missing number. Question C. What plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals to 15? And for number D, sum up all the tens. Okay. Now, number 2, solve this. Okay. You need to group the objects. Now draw the circle for each group. Okay, there are 4 groups. Now count the amount of the objects in each group. So can you see the arrows there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 4 groups of 5s. Now write down number 5 in each empty boxes. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equal to, sum up yourself. Okay. Now look at question B. Read the dialogues. There are 3 peoples in this question, which are John, Alia, and Siva. Now, take a look at John's dialogue. John says, I drink 2 glasses of milk every day. How about Alia? Alia says, I drink 2 glasses of milk every day too. Siva says, I drink the same amount as Alia. So, write down the numbers for John in the first empty box, Alia's number in second empty box, and lastly, Siva's number, and then you sum up. So total up how many glasses of milk that the 3 peoples drink every day. Okay? That's all for today. Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum and good day ahead. Thank you. Bye.